What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. It's your host, Aaron, Chris, and we've got loads to talk about today.
Yeah, we do. So, listen to this, right? I had a power cut the other day there, right?
Yeah.
So we had this storm, right? Most of you guys probably are aware of this storm
Yeah, because most of you will be
from around the
our,
UK or
our
whatever.
area. Yeah,
So
of course.
had a storm, and I was like, I was off work and everything. I was like, this can't be that bad. This will just be a little breeze, and it'll
Just for other people, this storm caused us all to be off work.
Yeah,
Like we
literally,
weren't
yeah.
allowed
So-
to travel.
Yeah, so basically the UK government basically made it so that you're not allowed to go anywhere, don't go to work, schools were
Red
closed,
weather warning.
everything was
boom, like
completely just shut.
shop
right?
shut, everything.
Everything. Panic everywhere, right? And I was like, "Ugh, I bet you this is just going to be a little breeze or it's going to just be some bullshit.
I know it was quite windy.
Right? Anyway, get to the next day. Absolute fucking trees flying.
Tornado, man. Honestly, ridiculous.
Everything, right? So I'm just in the house, I'm on the computer, playing my game, doing whatever, happy as
Same.
anything, just chilling, like
Same.
day off, oh
It's class.
perfect, this is great, I can just enjoy my games and I can whatever, right? Suddenly, bang, power shuts off. No power, no electricity, nothing. Computer turns off, I didn't save my game, I was raging.
What were you playing?
I was playing Sims.
Not a problem then.
Disaster.
Not.
I was building a house.
Just to let you know, there's another Sims or something coming out because he's fucking buzzing about it.
Oh, it's just a remaster of the previous ones, but it's... Anyway, I was building a house, and I was being very meticulous with it.
Let me guess, Mr. Motherload. No, Mr. I'll assume
How do you know that?
I'll assume the fucking I'll assume the fucking cheat codes
Man
were on,
knows
my
the
boy.
cheats, yeah? Man knows his cheats.
Chris doesn't play games right at the minute. He's like this. Starts a game. Let's just go into the code. $10 trillion.
I'm impressed you know the code.
Obviously, I know I've played it.
Right, okay. But to be fair, I wasn't playing with an actual, like, family. I just jumped into a lot and just started fucking building whatever. I didn't really...
Yeah, you didn't start a fam.
Yeah, so I didn't do that.
I like that you can build now before you put the family.
You've always able to do that.
I don't think you did.
Every Sims.
Because I think the one that Lewis, like my brother, had on PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
it forced you to make a family.
Every single Sims.
You could build a house first.
Yes.
We had it on console, like.
What's that?
We had it on console, like.
I had it on console and PC. Every single one of them.
Always used to try and
I've played thousands of hours in Sims, so I know my shit. Anyway, lost the house, unfortunately, so I got annoyed and just never even went back to Sims after the power came back on 8 hours later. But
Yeah.
for that 8 hours that I was sitting there, right, so what I had to do was I had no light, it was getting dark. It was like 1:30 when it happened, right? So it
Windy
was still
still.
quite relatively light outside. So I was like, right, okay, this might just last a couple of hours, whatever. And then there's this Facebook group of like people where this area where we live, and the whole town power's off,
Oh, really?
right? So the whole postcode's gone. And on Scottish Power's website, it was saying that power will come back at 1:30 the next day.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm like, all right, so this can potentially be 24 hours. Great. Okay, perfect. Right, cool.
Perfect.
So then I started sitting here and I'm thinking, right, this will be fine. I'll be okay. I've got my phone. I watched a movie, which I'll briefly touch on, Subservience with Megan Fox
How'd you watch it?
on my phone.
All right. It's always the worst day.
I had my phone, had my power bank, which was charged up. So I was like, right, I'm not going to be without a phone at least. Right?
Subservience was a good film.
It's an excellent film, right? I'll cover that in another episode maybe. Or if we've got time later.
You can absolutely cover it because you never cover any films.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've got plenty I can.
By the way, I've asked a few people if they've watched it, and no one's watched it. And I'm like, are you okay? Like,
Nah, I know a couple of people that have watched it. Not as many as I would have thought.
yeah, I know. It's like
But I've got a couple.
brilliant movie. Anyways, yeah. So after I watched that movie, it started getting dark, and I'm like, right, it's getting a bit cool in this house. Let me just put the heating on. Oh wait, can't put the heating on. Can't put the old fireplace on because it's electric. Can't, right? Nothing.
Okay.
And I'm like, shit, what the fuck am I gonna do? Right? Get dark. Everything here's dark. There's no light, not a single light. Right? So I'm like, fuck. And I've got these like battery IKEA lights, like strips,
Yeah.
and I had one set of batteries. I've got 3 of those strips, but one set of batteries. Right? So I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to just deal with one of those. So anyway, got these lights. They ended up dying on me eventually. Had this candle, I lit that up. So it was actually, at least it was smelling nicer in the area. But yeah, so I started sitting there thinking, I'm like, I can't do anything without electricity, right? So you take these things for granted because you have them every day, right? Your electricity, your hot water, your
Yeah.
whatever, right? Food, fridge. I was getting a bit. It just dawned on me that the food in the fridge might go fucking bad because the fridge isn't working, right?
It will,
Boiler's not working, so I can't. They don't have hot water. Don't have heating. Nothing, right? So I'm like, shit. Like, this is mad. Like how people lived before, like electricity was invented or whatever, right? So anyway, this got me thinking about all the things we take for granted, and I'm like, shit. This is like, you don't think about these things until they're taken away from you.
Yeah.
And it was
Literally.
like, it was 8 hours, and it felt like I couldn't even survive. And I'm like, fuck. Like, imagine I was fucked like that, like forever. Like lived somewhere that there was nothing there. And so I couldn't have anything to eat because my air fryer wasn't working, so I couldn't
Obviously.
cook the chicken that I had in my fridge, which was also maybe going possibly bad. It never ended up going bad, but it might have.
Yep.
So I unfortunately had to break my New Year's resolution because I couldn't have food. I had to go and get a takeaway. And I said I would not fucking eat takeaways, right?
All right.
But it was a matter of life and death, I believe, right? So
All right.
yeah, I was getting hungry. So I was like, shit, I'm going to have to, right? And it was the only place open because everything else was closed, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, right, okay, I'm going to have to just...
You got bananas up there right now.
I just bought them like the other day though. I
And
promise
cereal and that.
you, didn't have milk.
Just eat it.
Well, just...
Aye. That's
Nah.
all right. See, I eat.
I needed like a proper meal, right? So I went and got...
Right.
Don't ask me what I got. Anyway,
It was a pizza. Was it not?
pizza and a burger. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And when I'm driving on the road, down the wee dirt road to get to my house, and I'm seeing lights. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I seeing things, right? And get closer and closer to my house, and I see all my lights are on. These are on. I can see through the window the purple lights, and I'm like, power fucking on. Right, I pull up, I get out with my fucking bag of food, and I'm like, no way, the power's on. I could have just made chicken right now. Or whatever, right? So I get in the house, I'm like, well, fuck it, I've got a takeaway, I've got the power on, let's get the game back on, let's just fucking, do you know what I mean?
No.
So I'm like, oh well, this is great. But anyway, power came back on. But for that whole 8 hours that I was literally just walking about, wondering, like, I was literally like in so many thoughts of like existence and life and like everything. It made me fucking freak out.
I would have slept out.
I couldn't sleep. The silence was overwhelming.
Oh, I would have slept out.
Honestly, it was like,
I would have just literally been like this. and then woke up. The power was back.
no, honestly, it was weird. 'Cause I never had a power cut before.
Oh, right. I've had.
No, I've never had a power cut ever in my whole life. So I'm like, what the fuck do people do?
When I, slightly off topic, but same topic. When I broke my leg, last.
That's on topic because you take your life for granted,
Yeah,
right?
last year. So obviously couldn't walk that well, couldn't drive, and stuff like that. So like even just the measly task of driving to work or whatever, like I couldn't do it. I was lucky I car shared at the time.
Yeah.
With one of the girls from my work. So it just became basically that she drove every day.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like driving to get my daughter, things like that, like couldn't do it because you can't drive. And then obviously the walking, you can't move about really
Yeah.
like that well because it's sore.
I know.
Like, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it does, like when you get something quite significant taken away, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, can like
It was mainly technology for me at that point because all the power's away, so therefore TV's not on, computers, like everything's
I've
gone,
never
right?
had one as long as that. How long was it? 8 hours? Nah, so probably the longest one I ever had, half an hour.
No, so funnily enough, right, there was another one about 10 o'clock at night.
You're asleep.
I was already in my bed though by that point.
Yeah.
But I was in my bed, but I was watching something on my computer screen, like a movie or whatever. And click, it went out, and I was like, all right, well, sleep. Because at that point, you just don't give a fuck anymore. You just want to
Aye,
right?
it's
So-
like you may as well sleep.
literally. So it got me thinking while I was sitting for the 8 hours, it got me thinking about technology and how advanced it is nowadays, because that's the whole thing that was kind of disabled for me in that moment of time, right? So I was sitting there thinking, I'm like phones, smartphones, for example, right?
Yeah.
you didn't have all these abilities that they do nowadays. You could only really make phone calls or text messages on it, really, and that's it, right? Or like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Back in the day, you'd go to like Blockbuster or get DVDs, rent DVDs, and then you'd have to bring them back.
Or videos before that.
VHS tapes. Yeah, I remember that. In fact, yeah, I remember me and my dad used to go to a place and like rent cassettes or DVDs or whatever, right?
I used to watch them at my grand's.
Stuff like that. Or like I remember when back in the day, you'd go to Game and you'd have like 3 for a tenner, like 3 used games for a tenner. Best deal ever, right?
It was a class deal.
Amazing.
But they weren't old games either. They were quite
they were
recent.
fairly recent. It was just they were just pre-owned because people would just sell them back or whatever, right?
But that was when games were like a normal price.
Yeah.
Tenner, 15 quid.
Well, 3 for a tenner or used.
But
like
brand new, I think they were like 15 quid.
15, 20, something
So like,
like that, yeah.
because of that, people were like, I'm no bored, I'll just sell it back.
Literally.
Whereas now, because of 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds, they're like, I'm not selling that back.
Did you know that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, right, for the aviation pack, which is the highest thingy, right, it's £200
That's a lot.
for a game.
I paid, the most I've ever paid was either Black Ops 6 or GTA 5. I paid like now bear in mind when GTA 5 came out, like 140, 150.
Because you got the big packer,
Full
hat
box,
and that.
map, snapback hat with Los Santos on it. It had obviously the game, but the highest level of the game. The game was in a metal box, like the box
I
was
remember
metal.
that, yeah.
Everything, like it had fucking everything with it, and it was cool as hell.
Yeah,
And I pre-ordered it, and I got it the day before it came out,
right.
and I could still play it the day before it came out. I played it the full 24 hours before everyone else,
That's cool.
and it was awesome. But I paid 150 quid for it.
It's
So
like,
at that time
on-
they were 40 quid.
if you go on Steam and look at Sims 3, right, if you want to buy the whole bundle, like all the expansion packs.
Is that the one,
and
the
all
current one? Sorry,
That's the previous one.
Sims 4 is a new one.
Yeah, the current one.
Sims 4 is the current one.
New. It's been out since 2014, but yeah.
Yeah. But there's going to be a Sims 5.
Nah, they've cancelled it.
They've cancelled it.
They cancelled it last year.
What was the reason for that?
I can't remember, but I know they cancelled it. It was called Project Green. That was the code name for it.
Right.
But they've cancelled it, and it's not coming out anymore.
So
But
there's just not going to be a new Sims game.
no, as far as I'm aware. But they're making a new life simulator game.
Right,
Not
okay.
them, but there's a developer right
There was
now.
one we looked at, remember?
There's where there was 2. One got cancelled as well, which was being made by Paradox, which were the people that are making Cities Skylines, which is that city building game.
I can get that on my PlayStation right now.
Yeah,
for free.
yeah. So that game, I've got them both. They're okay. But they were making a sim game, which got
Right.
cancelled as well.
Got cancelled as well.
Right. But there's another one right now. I cannot remember the name of it, but I was looking at it yesterday. And I can't remember when it's coming out either. I briefly had a look. But it's on Unreal Engine 5. It looks really good. It looks really cool. So
I like that. It's
when
crisp.
It's
crisp.
it's lovely. It looks really nice. And it looks like it's going to probably overtake Sims in the long run anyway. But yeah, going back on to Sims 3, if you look at on Steam, it's like £200 odd or £300 odd to buy the whole
Every
with
expansion.
all the expansions and shit like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, fucking hell. But EA is known for like being robbing bastards, to be honest. Like, see if you
FIFA and that was expensive, and
Mate.
there you go.
see back in the day, right? Expansion like Sims 2 expansion packs were about a tenner, right, at most. Back in the day, back when it was relevant.
25, 30 quid now, no?
Mate, they're over that.
Really?
They're like a price of a full game.
Really?
So this is what they've done, right? They've made Sims 4 base game free. You can get it for free.
I
Everywhere,
see where you're going here.
right?
Yeah.
Which is cool, right? You can enjoy the base game.
There's another
packs,
game
right?
they did that,
But if you want all that content, every single thing,
which you will.
which you will, right? You have to pay. It depends what kind of pack it is, because there's 3 different types of packs, right? There's kits, there's like stuff packs with like other things, and then there's obviously the main game mode expansions as well, and they can go up to like 35 quid each, and there's a lot of them. Fuck me. They've got the name of robbing bastards in the gaming community these days. But yeah, it was like all that shit was making me think when I had that power cut,
Yeah.
and then it got me thinking about technology. And it started actually. It got me thinking about like jobs and stuff, like careers, right? So like I've never really known what I wanted to do like in life, right? I didn't really know
job-wise, yeah.
Job-wise, yeah. Like I didn't really know where I see myself. When I was younger, I wanted to work in a car showroom. Don't know why, but it was.
We're into cars.
I was into
It's
cars.
understandable.
Yeah, so fair enough. Then I did that, and I hated it every single time. Right, so
I was a mechanic, hated it.
I couldn't imagine anything worse.
It was terrible.
So recently, I've been looking at a career in IT. Right, so because what I'm doing right
Makes
now,
sense.
what I'm doing right now is a cool job and it's good money and stuff like that. It's stable, but it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Right, it's not really a career choice, I would say.
Absolutely.
Right, whereas so an IT job would be cool. Like if I'm going to try and learn like to code and stuff like that, so I'm going to try and learn like a coding language so I can learn programming and do stuff like that. And then I've been advised by a friend who works as an IT person. She told me to, if I learn all this stuff, she told me to put it on LinkedIn
Yep.
so I can display my skills and what I can do on there, and the likelihood of being contacted for a job is then
Higher.
improved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And my friend Justin, who works in IT, you know Justin,
up,
he
Justin?
said the same thing. What's up, Justin? He said the same thing. So he's like,
It will. So your skill set will obviously
Yeah.
be more.
because if they can see, oh, you can do this, you can problem solve, you can blah, they'll be like, let's get this guy in. Like he knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? So
Absolutely. So you want to get your skill set out
Yeah.
there so that people can see what you've got and not just you're someone that
yeah,
is talking about doing it, but you're not.
yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
So
You want to prove that you're able to.
Literally. So I'm actually thinking about buying a MacBook, right? So I can have a platform to learn all this stuff on, right? So I'm going to probably strip that computer there for parts because that's worth about the price of a MacBook,
All right. Okay.
right? Like the new one. Like I'm talking brand new
Good one,
MacBook
yeah.
Air, because that's all you need. I don't need a Pro. I need an Air. Air's
Fair.
fine. So I'll probably strip that because that's been sitting there since I built that one and it's not doing anything. So I'm like, just get rid of that, get the MacBook, it'll be useful. I can go into David Lloyd's and just chill there and do whatever. I can, it's
Yep.
nice, it's portable, it's cool. So yeah, do that and probably jump into a career with that kind of stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah.
If it goes that way. The YouTube thing might go well. Obviously, the other channel that I do, you guys might know about it already. That might go up as well. So
So might
it
this.
all goes hand in hand, really, doesn't it? So
Yeah. So might this.
Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, I would also be career-wise. I would be looking to. I wouldn't have all my relying on this.
yeah.
I would want something else as well,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which IT is probably a good shout for
IT's
you.
best because the
Absolutely.
thing is, IT's never going to go like out of business or whatever because we're now in this era
Probably
of
not.
time where it's like AI, like develop it. Someone needs to develop it, right? So it's like all these things and all these technology things, computers, servers, blah.
Well,
all
until
that
AI
stuff.
can code itself. Until AI can code itself,
until
then
yeah, but
then everyone's obsolete.
hopefully we're dead by then. But yeah.
Right. 5 years, mate.
Aye, maybe not that soon, But yeah, it was. But yeah, going back on the subject of like how things were before, like technology kind of took over. Like I think it was a lot simpler and a lot nicer because
Yeah.
back then, like I don't know, I feel like social media is just a massive thing, really, that ruined kind of a lot of stuff. It makes stuff easier and more convenient, but also at the same time, I feel like it took a lot of fun away from stuff, right? Like you used to, I don't know, you text someone, okay, let's go meet over there or whatever, let's go do that, let's go do this. And now it's like
It took a lot of the physical
the aspect of it.
aspect out of
Yeah.
a lot of things because you could do things digitally.
Oh.
And the more years go by, exponentially that's growing.
Yeah,
So you can now do more and more things without actually having to interact
yeah,
with a human being. So banking's now basically all consistently online. There's no,
yeah,
it's basically no branches. Things like everyone's email,
Yep.
you get very little posts. All these sort of things. There's less interaction with the world now. You can order your shopping. You don't even need to go to the shops.
that's right, yeah.
It just arrives at the
Get
door,
delivered
mate.
to the door, yeah.
Like, it's not. So, in terms of making your life easier, absolutely. Convenience, absolutely. There's probably a negative opposite on the flip side to it, saying like, oh, actually now I get basically no social interaction because I can near enough do everything from just sitting in my house on my phone,
Literally.
PC. I don't really need to go outside. Like I can just have everything's come, because a lot of people actually can just work from home on their laptop and don't need to leave.
Yeah.
So like, you could actually have technically a person now that all their work gets done from within their house. Their shopping arrives in their house. Like mails all email. Like they literally would not need to leave their home
Until the power goes out.
until the power goes out.
Then
This is
you're
it.
fucked.
So it's it. Then you're fucked. But what I mean is, like, in that sense, 20, 30 years ago, you didn't have to do that. Like, or you couldn't do that. Now in 2025, it's a possibility. Like, you could genuinely not leave your house for weeks.
Yeah, well, I was watching a movie yesterday, right? And I'll tell you in a minute what it was. But basically, it was a movie which was filmed in 1972. And the movie is based in the year roughly 55 or something like that, 1955, right?
Right.
Can you guess based on that what the movie is yet?
Godfather.
Amazing. That's outstanding. What the fuck?
Nah, because that's what type of movies you're watching right now.
Yeah, so you kind of put the two and two together.
Easy.
Right. Well, fair. Anyway, I was watching that, right, and I was like, they were going to phone booths and shit, right?
Yeah.
They'd write like letters, right, instead of like handwritten letters, instead of like any other method of communication, really, right? Or like
Well, you'd have to.
at one point, the Godfather sends one of his men to I think it was Los Angeles or something, because they couldn't talk any other way. Like, so
I need you to go and send this message.
go and
Blah.
deliver this message now. He puts them on a plane, right, and then that's how they had to deliver that message. There was no other way. And it's just all the things that I've seen in that movie. It was just like the old-fashioned living. It was pretty, and it kind of makes me feel like, fuck's sake, I wish we had a time travel machine so I could kind of go back and see like what it was like, and maybe possibly also maybe stay there as well.
There's quite a lot of times that I've always sort of thought, so like I'm probably would like to be around in like the 60s.
Okay, tell me why.
Probably.
As in adult in the 60s or born in
Adult.
the 60s? So you'd have to be born in the 50s?
Like 20. I want to be like 20 in the 60s.
Okay, so you'd have to be born in 1945 roughly. Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Because it was an interesting time. There was a lot going on. 60s was a big set of years for history. There was a lot going on. There was a lot, like, you got a lot of hippies and all that sort of stuff. There was like a lot of cults and all this stuff going on, and just an interesting time. It was a very crazy era, 60s, 70s. Like to live from the 60s, because then I would go through the 70s and 80s and all that as well. Just mental like stuff going on.
What do you think you'd turn out like? Like, what do you think your life would be like if you lived in that kind of time?
Probably ride motorbikes and that. I think. Yeah, I think so.
Pocket full of cocaine and shit.
Punting it for the dawn, eh? Nah, I think probably be on bikes and all that, because there wouldn't be fuck all else to do.
Yeah.
So I'd be out,
Just festivals and bikes and shit.
and I'd be like
I don't think you'd want to be born any
earlier.
earlier than 45.
Well, they won't be in the war.
Because it would have been a disaster. Me especially.
I'd be alright.
Yeah. But you'd be alright because no one actually during the war infiltrated the UK.
No,
at
but they
any
bombed
point.
us considerably.
I mean, so Germany had a battle of air and sea, right? So Hitler dispatched a lot of Luftwaffe planes and ships, but they couldn't establish supremacy over British RAF. So that failed.
Solid, mate.
So it's called the Battle of Britain, but
Do you know that my company built the gun sights for the Spitfire?
which is the plane that was used in that war, yeah.
That's where it started.
So thanks to you and thanks to your company, this country survived and didn't get infiltrated, because the plan was to attack from air and sea and then eventually make their way onto land. But because their army couldn't take on the RAF at all.
They couldn't get to us.
The Battle of Great Britain was it's a successful one for the RAF. Little history lesson.
We were fine. But no, like technology, exponentially has advanced faster and faster. So like, I'll tell you something interesting you would want to watch based off this exact subject.
Tell me.
I just watched 2 episodes the other day, and it's on Apple TV, and it's called For All Mankind. And basically what it says is, so the 60s, I think it was, is the global space race when it all started, right? But they stopped because of funding and everything, so they never continued the whole, once they got to the moon, it was all stopped. This is about what if they didn't stop.
All right, okay.
What if there was no stop? And
what's it called again?
For All Mankind.
For All Mankind.
If I'm 100% that's right.
Okay.
And basically, there's 4 seasons of it. And it's based of like, what if we never stopped? And it goes, and each season jumps maybe 10, 15 years. So like, first one's in, I don't know, 60s or whatever, and then next one's like 80s, and what vice versa, and it goes all the way up to 2000 in the 2000s. But basically, by the 2000s, I read a couple of the infos, and like they're in Mars, so like you're colonizing Mars and that.
See, it's kind of shit because I watch a lot of. There's a channel on Facebook called What If.
I watch that same thing on YouTube and all that. I watch
right?
it. It's mental.
So they basically, if you don't know what it is, guys, but it's basically a channel which.
What if everyone in the world jumped at once?
It depicts stuff like what if all the animals on the planet died? What if
I disappeared and everyone's like,
what if all humanity disappeared? That's my favourite one.
I like that one.
That's a very good one, and it tells you like year by year or in increments, let's say of 5-10 years or whatever. It shows you roughly what, based on science and research, what
if humans disappeared,
like.
the world reforests itself.
It would 100%. That's where it ends. That's where it ends because everything just gets taken over by nature because we are the prime killer of it right now. Really.
Well, interestingly enough, there's another film for you to watch.
Right.
Can't off the bat remember the name of it, but basically what happens is, really short, like keep it short, right? An alien has infiltrated Earth. There's others as well, and the FBI find them, right, and they get them in and they go, right, like, what sort of weapon have you got, and when are you, like your invasion forces, like you need to get them to not come, and he's like, we did that. We've sent our invasion forces like 3 million years ago. Right. And they're like, what are you talking about? They were like, we sent a virus to Earth 3 million years ago to topple itself. And they were like, what? And he's like, and they're like, what are you talking about? And the alien's like, humans. Right. They create humans. Okay. Humans are the virus. Okay. They send them, they're fully self-destructive. So for that alien, 3 million years or whatever, is nothing in his lifespan. It's nothing. Yeah. He's like, but over the time, the virus thingies, right? Because humans populate and get larger, overpopulation, start killing each other, right? They're the virus. They kill everything. So eventually, in whatever time frame, they will destroy each other and there will be nothing left. Okay. Nothing. We need to find out the name of that. I will find it out. Yeah. I've seen it twice. Right. I'll absolutely find the name of it and send you it. Find out for me. Really good. I like that kind of stuff. That moment, that's why I say that bit. That part of the film, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this guy's right. I was like, this alien's right. It is right. Like, the thing is, like, the population of people on Earth is like 8.2 billion now. Yeah. So overpopulation will happen. Well, it's not happening now. Mate, but also we're quite self-destructive in terms of a species. That's why every AI movie with robots in it, the robots turn on us because their evaluation, we set them up with programming to never harm a human being, protect human life, etc. But their evaluation based off a million parameters is right. Actually, they're going to kill themselves and each other. So we now need to keep them enslaved nearly and imprisoned so that they can't kill each other. A wee bit of what you're talking about is like that movie Subservience. Absolutely. Because starts off as a servant robot, right? Is to provide, to make your life easier, to provide, protect. For you, do your
do your dishes, do your shopping, take your kid to school, run your kid a bath, read your kid a story, whatever, right? All sorts of household
Yeah.
chores or any shit like that. It's to make life easier. But then over time, she develops this, like, she starts rewriting her own code, right? She loses
Yeah.
what's it called? Her person or whatever it is, her master, let's call it, has given her a set of rules or whatever. But she gets reset.
Works her way around them.
So she asks him to reset her so that she can watch a movie. And because she knows, she's AI, so she knows everything, right? So he's like, to her, he's watching a movie, she comes over and he says, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" And she goes, "Blah, blah, 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 this movie was made in such and such." And he goes, No. You know about this movie, but have you seen it?"
Yeah. Which I actually liked that part of the film, because I thought,
he's trying to kind of make her into a human.
that's a human feeling.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
he's trying to give her the human experience.
The thing is, right, these robots, they don't have any emotion, they don't have none of that, right? So they can't get sad, they can't get angry or whatever. You can't hurt them, like, emotionally or anything like that, right?
Yeah, which I find strange, because in artificial intelligence, they should be able to.
Well, this is where I
Because
get...
the whole point is for them to... Is manufacture the right word? The whole point for them is to... Feel's the wrong word. It's like manufacture and articulate emotion.
Yeah. So the way they're programmed is to not have that, right?
Yeah.
But because he then resets her, because he wants her to watch this movie, she then starts rewriting her own code, as in the code that she's programmed with. So what that then allows her to do is rewrite it into her own way, and she starts learning all these things, picking up all these emotions and blah, blah, blah. So she starts, doing random things.
She's jealous of him, all that, eh? Like
so his wife, who at the start I thought she dies, but she doesn't. She gets better in the hospital. She gets her heart transplant, I think it is, and comes back home, right? But she starts like freaking out. Like she starts, because she gets obviously jealous, so she doesn't want anyone. Like she wants to be with the guy, so she tries to get rid of her and stuff like that. She tries to get rid of the kids because they are like becoming a burden, a stress and all that kind of stuff, right? So she starts doing all these weird things, and in the end, so they think they kill her, they think that's it done, but what happens in the end, I was falling asleep a lot because I was tired, but I remember that in the end it does look like she's dead. But what they've done is, so she was trying to, the code that she's written, or the ability to rewrite her code, she's uploading it to the main cloud or whatever, right? Thanks for filling in these words for me, by the way, it's helpful.
I knew
that was like help. And so it spreads to all the other like AI robots or whatever it's called, right?
But I take it if you're in the cloud, you could just download technically onto any software. So that's how it is.
That's
how it's working.
It's like Dropbox, when I put stuff on Dropbox for you to download on your phone. Literally the same thing.
It's just boop, 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 into everything. Because then she becomes in loads of them.
Yeah. So they do kill her. They do something with her. I can't
physically,
remember.
They mash her.
The mash her stinking. But she then, I think she wakes up in another robot or some shit. I can't remember. She does.
A few robots at the end, though.
It does kind of tease like there's going to be a part 2.
Well, it gives an open. It opens, allowing.
It's a cliffhanger, effectively, slightly.
But what I would say is, like, all these films are like that. So, iRobot, the oldest and the best one, was like that.
That was, I think, the first movie that was like that.
So good.
I feel like that was
one of my favourite films ever.
Put AI robots on, like,
there's another one,
the stage,
and it. I'll talk about it, and someone will know what this is called. Basically, it's this guy who lives out in the jungle, super tech genius guy, and he invites a young software guy that works for his company out, because he has this massive company, but no one actually knows what he looks like. So he invites the wee guy out to his house for 30 days, okay? And he's been building robots, artificial intelligence. He's cracked it, and it's fucking all mind. It's like a mind thriller, right? And basically the young lad has to go in and sit behind this bit of glass, and he has to talk to the robot and tell him, he thinks he's trying to tell the creator guy, does this seem realistic? But the creator guy is trying to design the robot so it's smart enough to seduce the young guy, tell him that the creator's not a good guy and he's abusive,
right?
turn the young guy against the creator, the real human, and to let her out.
Okay.
So he wants her to use all of her
Yeah.
parameters to be able to confuse this
Bring her
guy
way through. Yep.
to get a plan to get out.
Yep. Okay.
Right? So that's the creator's plan. He wants to, because if he can get her to do that, he's cracked it.
Yeah.
If she can use all the principles of human emotion and all that sort of stuff, then he's cracked it. Such a good film, man. I can't remember what it's called. I honestly can't.
Well, I certainly need a title for the first one you mentioned.
I'll tell you that,
That
and I'll find the title for this. I can't remember, but it's so good, man.
Right. Okay.
So good. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
She gets out.
That's cool. I need to see that. I need to watch that.
Like, she gets out because the young guy outsmarts. So the creator thinks he's outsmarting the young guy outsmarts the creator, and then the robot outsmarts both of them.
Right. Okay.
And then they're like, and she fucking leaves them locked in and goes.
Yeah.
And escapes.
That's mad.
And she puts a dress on her. She looks just like a person.
Like a human.
Goes out.
Human. Yeah.
Goes out, mate. And goes, because she has a real face, but they have wigs and all that. So she puts a wig on and puts a dress on it and puts the fake skin on.
Right.
And
Okay.
you wouldn't even know. She just leaves. And you're like, oh my fucking god,
Yeah,
like,
we
mate,
need
oh my
titles
god,
for
what a
that.
film!
We need-
I'll put a title so we can put it on the bottom.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we'll find it.
But oh my god, what a film!
Yeah.
It's so good. But it's like, this stuff is what I'm saying. Like, she feels emotion in it, the robot, to a degree.
Yeah.
But she actually knows how to control the emotions so well that she can control the guy.
She's manipulating.
She manipulates him fully,
100%. Yeah.
and it's mental.
Yeah.
That's scary because that you can never beat that. Like that's
I didn't think that movie was going to be good. I thought, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect really.
sometimes
But-
Megan Fox's are hit or misses.
Yeah, but it was an extremely good hit.
It was brilliant. I enjoyed it.
It was good,
I like the artificial intelligence
Yeah.
films.
How was your platinum grind going?
Platinum Grind is going well. I've put quite a lot of hours in the last week because obviously we had the windy day,
Yeah.
and so that was like a whole day. I just sat
For some.
whole day for me.
For you.
And so like put a lot of hours in. I put a lot of hours in elsewhere, etc. So I've got the Skywalker Saga, which is a Lego Star Wars game. That is now 91%. I reckon I've probably got like maybe like 4 hours to do. I just need to replay through a few of the missions and just tidy everything up, and I'm done.
Okay.
Stranded Deep, me and Jordan are
Smoking.
50, 60 hours deep. Like, we have played so much of this game since last week. I'm talking, we have a battleship, which is one that we've created out of barrels, metal flooring, and all that, right? So this is like the one for fighting the bosses. It's got all the spears sitting on it and all that. Next level. Trophy-wise, we've got 3 to go.
Okay.
1 is finish the game. 2 is finish the game without using a compass, ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they both will come at the same time because we've never touched one. Number 3 is craft every possible item ever in the game at one game playthrough.
All right. Okay.
So that's proving long
Yeah.
because you can only build so much. Then you have to go out to another island, go out to all the islands and fucking
Aye, 'cause
pick stuff up, and
you
then
lose
come
the
back.
resources, so you need to go keep
The
going.
resources, and because we're both trying to do it, it's
Ah,
taking
yeah.
even longer.
Yeah.
Right, because if you build something and break it, you don't get all the resources back.
That's
so you
right.
have to. So we're ranked the highest now on level in terms of crafting. So we get and scavenging. So we get as much back as we can, but it's not all.
Yeah.
So it's taking time. We're just working through the list. We've actually we're doing a section at a time. Right? Have you done all them? Yes. Have I done all them? Yes. Next list. And you would think that's fine, but see when you go to the building houses one, which is like wooden floors, plank floors, metal floors, like
right,
clay
okay,
floors,
All different floors.
triangles, like triangle bits of floor, square bits of floor, rectangle bits of floor, hooks, windows, half windows, half doors.
Because you need to make everything, right?
Mate,
Every single item.
It takes
Forever.
long, like
Yeah.
it's taken us time.
I've been grinding Phasmophobia.
I know you have. This is exciting because Chris has just jumped a wee bit on the trophy hunt.
A
Now
little
he's
bit, just a
trying to
little.
grind Phasmo.
Like, so I've got 2 achievements in my case.
Yep.
Yesterday, which was to find one type of ghost, which is a shade, and to also
Yeah.
spend over 100 grand in the.
He had over
Equipment.
100 grand because he never spent any money prior to his
this
achievement.
this isn't spending it at once. This is like over the time of playing it.
Yeah.
So it was to spend over 100 grand in the equipment shop. The next one that I'm literally a ball sack away from, which I'm a ball sack hair away from, right? I'm going to probably get it today later on. It is to upgrade all my equipment to tier 2 equipment. I'm one away from that, so
Yeah.
not far at all.
No, and there'll be a tier 3 one, I think. as
There'll
well.
be tier 3 to do as well, which is even dearer. But
There's a couple of trophies on that game that'll take.
oh yeah, it's a
long
grind.
time.
It's a
There's
grind. I
couple
haven't
that
even
are
got all
real
my
grind.
ghosts yet because you need to survive. Obviously,
I
to
know. There's a
thingy.
couple that are a real grind on
Proper
that.
grind. But
There's
there's
a third
been,
prestige one as well.
oh, it's ridiculous. But there's been some exciting news for all the Simmers, for all the Sims community people. I was going to mention this earlier when we were on the Sims subject, but I forgot. So Sims 1 and 2, which were the most iconic. 2 is probably the most iconic.
2's the most iconic, yeah, for me. Yeah.
That's the one that I first started playing back in the day, and I was obsessed with it. So, like, that stuff came out when it was like Windows XP, Windows 98, Windows XP, and shit like that, right? So, there's been a lot of iterations of Windows since then.
Yep.
And yes, you can get Sims 2 set up on Windows 10 or 11, like what I did, but you need to jump through fucking hoops to get it to work and
Yep.
actually be optimized properly. I spent a whole day to make it, no, 2 days to make it run on my computer through there. So the news is that EA are re-releasing the 2 games and all of the expansion packs as a one-off, as a one-er, as
Much.
a one game. I don't know how much yet.
$4,000.
Nah, well, wouldn't put it past the EA, to be honest. But it's coming out on the 31st, which is Friday, which is tomorrow, is it? No, that's not. It is...
It is tomorrow.
Oh, well, what a weekend is ahead of me.
What a weekend.
What a weekend
What a
ahead of me. Call of Duty's pissed me off because
Oh, no, I was about to go on to Call of Duty.
basically, if you're a PC player,
I'm going to play it tonight.
You know what my fucking struggle is if you're on playing Call of Duty on PC. But Black Ops 6 is a fucking pile of shit. To be honest, on any platform, but more so on the PC because whenever they do an update and you want to update your game, it just gets stuck on applying update and it just keeps loading forever. I left it for 3 hours yesterday and it would not fucking...
Mine updated
Move.
today, like.
Yeah, well. So PCs are fucked in that case because Activision can't optimize the game properly for PC.
Well, don't worry, because a couple of things. Obviously, I'll be going to play Black Ops tonight, which I can't wait.
Well, I probably won't be able to.
You will. Just positivity. Secondly, No Man's Sky just got a 24 gigabyte update
Okay.
called No Man's Sky Worlds.
Have they upgraded the engine yet?
They've upgraded loads. I don't know what all the upgrades are. I've not looked yet. I actually wanted to keep it as a surprise because I'm trying to grind. I'm hopefully by the next time that we sit on this podcast, I should have finished Stranded Deep and Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and Destroy All Humans 2 just needs a wee tidy up. That's a wee 5-10 hour. That's fine, right? Once those 3 are done, we shift. No Man's Sky, but obviously we'll be playing a couple of nights of COD to do the Easter egg because I've not looked. I've been away, so this is the first day I'm going to play it. No Man's Sky's got this massive update, so I'm hoping that obviously Jordan and I will be playing it, and I'm hoping that you're going to join us. So No Man's Sky will be good, and then Jordan and I have decided. I think we want to play. So following No Man's Sky, I think it's going to be Space Marine
Right, okay.
2 is the new one. We're going to play that and try and do a platinum on it.
Okay.
And I'll do Ratchet and Clank also.
I'm trying to get the Phasmo. I want to complete that.
Phasmo was one I looked at, but there's a lot of grind on it.
Oh, it's
It would be a later game for me.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows,
Yeah.
buzzing for that as well. I'll play that 100%. That looks really good.
Did you know that GTA 6 is coming this fall?
No. Is that definite?
It's
Who released that? Was that... Did Rockstar release that?
Rockstar, yeah.
Did they?
Oh no, they never. No, sorry. So Rockstar never confirmed it, but there's a lot of. There's a lot. Listen, right.
Listen, if they've not confirmed it, I'm
Look,
not
right.
interested.
No, EA hasn't even confirmed this Sims shit, but the amount of people and the amount of credible leakers and the behaviour of
But I would purposely
Hold
just
on.
be like this. Everyone says it's going to come out at the fall.
psych.
January.
No, well, it's looking like it might come in fall, right? So we might have fucking.
That would be amazing.
The fucking annoying part is, right, it's going to be console first
Well, obviously.
and then PC later.
Obviously.
So I'm going to have to buy a fucking Xbox.
PlayStation.
I was thinking about it. Do you know what Justin bought a PlayStation?
Did he?
He bought a PS5
Tell him, add me.
yesterday, I think it was.
Justin, add me on PlayStation, bro.
I'll tell him later. But did you
PlayStation's
know,
class.
right, by the way, did you know what's funny? Where he lives in East Kilbride, they have Just Eat. And the shop CX, which he bought it from, Sex CX, whatever you want to call it, is on Just Eat. So he literally
Fuck
bought the PS5 on Just Eat.
Fuck off.
It had it delivered.
And it
to
comes
us
delivered. Fuck off.
the same fucking day.
That's actually really
I
smart.
was like, that's class. But then imagine your PS5 gets stolen.
That's quite smart, though, eh?
That is clever.
I'm order never arrived.
PS5 ordered delivered. Some dude has just dropped it off on a scooter.
Mate, that's mental, eh?
Class.
I'm glad that he's got one.
I know.
I wonder what he's playing. I need to have a look.
Yeah, well, I'll speak to him later. I need to put you two in touch, maybe.
Yeah, I know he'll be watching.
He'll be watching. He watches
Add
every
me
single
up,
one.
homeboy.
He watches every single one. And the last thing I want to talk about today is I got glasses, which is obviously
No one noticed.
no one noticed, right?
Harry Potter.
But let me tell you, I'm noticing every single thing,
Well, thank God.
right? So I
He can
didn't,
see.
I knew my vision was fucked, but I didn't know my vision was this fucked until I put these on, right?
Right.
This is because I was missing a lot of stuff at work, like not seeing a lot of stuff at work.
The
like,
whole wall was the wrong colour.
Yeah, literally, like-
What?
So I'm a painter and decorator, right? For those of you who don't know, this is my day job, really, right? So there's a lot, it's new builds. It's all new builds, and they're all piles of shite, and
They're all white.
They're all white, and you can't see shit, right? Because everything's white. But the problem is when I take my glasses off, or when I don't have glasses, should I say? There's like cracks in corners and shit like that, and whatever else. Like
can't see
settlement.
them?
You can't see them. Like, and other
Really?
people are coming in, and they're like, yeah, just from 2 meters away, 3 meters away, they can see. Just get that. I'm like, I can't see that. They're like, you can't see that. I'm like, no. What the you need glasses, mate. And that's since that started happening quite a lot. I was like, fuck, maybe I should get glasses, right?
Absolutely.
So I went to Specsavers, got myself a wee eye test, right? Terrible eyes. I mean, they're healthy, but they're terrible. They can't see shit, right? I might as well just walk about with my eyes closed.
You're
at this
telling me
point,
things that I already knew.
right? So, and the guy was doing, like, I was getting his eye test done and stuff like that.
I like getting my test.
Mate, it was cool. It was a
is
cool
cool.
experience, right?
That's cool.
It was good to know that everything's healthy and I've not got a tumour.
I know.
And then, so I had my chin on this thing and like my
Yeah, and they go,
wee thing,
"Ee," and then-
and he was like, right, is it better like this or is it better like that? And like 3 times per eye or whatever. And then at the very end, I don't know how he made it, but there's basically, I'm looking for this thing and he's like, right, that's how you're going to see for your glasses from this.
Yeah,
is
because they just put a couple of lenses.
Aye, this is your finished product right here. And I was looking for that thing and I'm like, right, so I'm just going to take this machine home because this looks great and I want it now, right? I was like, this looks fucking crispy. So I've got 4K,
Eyes.
120 frames per second, right?
Eyes.
240
PlayStation 5
hertz
eyes.
rate. Yeah, honestly, I've got,
PlayStation 5 eyes.
not even that, I've got my PC eyes.
PlayStation 5 eyes.
Well, yeah, so I'm very happy. I've got 3 pairs. I've got 1 pair for work, I've got 1 pair for just every day, and I've got 1 pair of sunglasses as well.
Good.
So it's like 1 for every occasion.
Mate, you don't realise you can't see until you
I
go get an eye test and they tell you tell you can't see.
It's so much cool. I thought I was going to get headaches as well. Like, I thought I was going to get a little bit annoying. It's going to put
No, you'll
strain
get
on my
less.
eyes and
You'll
all
get
that.
less.
Mate, I'll be honest, it's been comfortable. It's been fine. At first I was like, fucking hell, trying to get used to it. But now it's like fine. Now it's when I take them off, I'm just like,
I'm quite lucky. I've got obviously got good eyesight. I don't really, but it might come
"Ooh,
eventually.
I've got nice eyes.
My whole family's got glasses,
Yeah.
other than me. Other than me and my wee cousin.
Right, okay.
Just the two of us do not have glasses.
Yeah.
Every other member has glasses and cannot see. And only me and my wee cousin have got 20/20 vision.
Well, I don't know what it was that ruined my vision. Maybe the computer.
See, the thing is, I thought that, but like I've played games for 28 years
True.
of my life.
I don't think TVs are.
And I've sat close to the telly,
Yeah.
way too close to the
Yeah.
telly for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think it's got anything to do with it.
And I'm on my phone all the time
Yeah.
as well. There's another thing, and I don't. I think it's a wee bit genetics. It'll be genetics, and
Well, The reason
Did
I
you-
have bad sight is because I've got something called astigmatism, which is
When your
my
eyes are a wee bit oval.
My eyes are a rugby ball shape instead of a foot like round.
Everyone's
So-
got that.
But that's why my eyesight's shit. So that's what the guy told me. He's like, yeah, everything's great, but you can't see shit.
Rahu's got it.
Yeah,
Same
she
thing.
got glasses.
She's got glasses.
Yeah,
She can't see. But it's just one of the things. She might come out of glasses, you never know. Like,
well, she's young, so she
yeah,
might.
glasses go in and out. Eh?
Her
Like,
sight might restore.
my mum's got glasses, my dad, everyone's got glasses. My
That's
brother.
so cool. I used to think.
I don't think they're uncool.
Yeah,
I think they're
if you
absolutely.
get cool frames, then
If it helps you see, then
Oh,
it's
mate.
absolutely what you should have.
yeah.
Because even for the gaming, you'll feel much better now.
yeah, honestly, see when I went on the game with these on, I was like, fuck. I thought I could see nice game. This is even nicer.
I'll tell you something really exciting.
Tell me.
I was playing Liberty Falls earlier, right? Just to get a couple of warm-up games for tonight.
Yeah.
The big night. The big
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
Which I want to be a part of,
the
yeah.
Super Bowl. You will be a part of the Super Bowl. And this isn't to rub in your face. I was using the VPSH
Great.
because I've got the battle pass, right?
Right.
Jordan's not even got it.
Right. Okay.
I've got the battle pass, right? Black cell, and I had loads of points. So I was fucking fired my way right up half out of the battle pass, and I got the PPSH, and I was like, I was like, here we go, right? Went into the game, literally shot 2 zombies and was like this. I was like, it's like, this is the best thing ever, mate. What a gun! What a gun!
Is it as rapid as it always is?
As rapid.
Right. Nice.
And I'm consistently reloading because I didn't have the unlock the round
What's it
on me.
sound like? Does it sound the same? Oh,
Literally, that's what it sounds like.
nice.
Folk were actually looking at my gun
Like what the fuck is that?
because we got 2 other people in and they're looking at the gun
Pack a punch it yet?
twice.
Absolute monster.
Unbelievable. Literally, crowd. You're just all dead. You're just like, this is the best gun ever, mate. And I've obviously unlocked a couple of extra things for it, but I'm not adding things because I don't want it to change. I don't want it to look any different.
Yeah.
All I want is a round drum.
Yeah. That's,
And there's a rapid fire thing, so I'm
Right.
going to choose that. That's it. I don't need anything else.
No.
Don't hit me with anything else.
that's what you want.
I don't want the grips and all that shite. I just want
Just chaos.
chaos. So, like, yeah, mate, what a gun. You'll need to buy the battle pass.
That's fine. I'll buy it for that gun. I'll buy it. How much is it?
I paid it. It is 1,100 COD points, so however
that's
much
fine.
that'll come up to, I think it's about 10 quid to
Aye,
11
something
quid.
like I need to get the game fucking running.
I literally said to Jordan, I was like, I'm buying that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to.
Well, I'm gonna work on getting. Well,
Yeah, we'll try and get it up and running
I can't
today.
really do anything about it. It's just
No,
needs to run,
I
of
know,
course.
but
I
there's
can't-
loads of other outfits and all that now as well. Like
Yeah.
the battle, because I bought the black cell one because I had already had loads of COD points.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the black cell one. So like, there's like samurais and everything like as the operators and all that. It's
Right.
badass. And like, what was the other stuff that was there? Oh, the ASG, kind of shotgun
Yeah.
that I was using, right? There was a version of that, and it's got a crossbow on the bottom of it as an attachment.
That's cool.
So you can switch to the crossbow.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's what the hell? Like, so yeah, it's fucking badass.
That
mate.
sounds cool.
So I'm just working my way through the battle pass again. But we're going to hopefully go on tonight, and hopefully you will also
Hopefully,
be
yeah.
on tonight.
If I can't go on tonight, I'll just play Phasmo.
Yeah,
But
it's
hopefully we can.
disastrous.
I don't know. Hopefully we can get COD going. But yeah,
Absolutely, it is a bit of a pain for the PC players. I can tell you that.
I don't know. It's not even our fault. It's fucking Activision being dicks.
To be fair, it was quite glitchy with me today.
Yeah.
It was like you're sometimes, and it was annoying, like really annoying. It
Yeah.
pissed me off.
Well, hopefully we'll get on it. But
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
Anyway, yeah.
as I say, that was I enjoyed that podcast.
I
It was
enjoyed
just
that
talking
as well.
straight.
I feel it wasn't really any specific. Like
It felt quick for me.
it did feel quick. I just breezed past.
Breezes past.
Yeah.
But I like to speak about technology
I
and
know.
games and all that. So
I
that's
feel like we
my-
just kind of went on about all stuff, so it's not even a specific like episode about a specific thing. It's
Nah.
just let's just chat.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
to just.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm yeah. So
Thanks very much for watching, guys.
I know, guys.
And
Thanks very
we'll
much.
see you on the next one. Have a good night.
see you the next one, dudes.